throwing in X to the mix, which is the big thing that people want to know about in terms of interracial relationships.
Like everyone's going like this right now.
I am Winston, this is
Mayfa.
And we are the Clements. So I am 37.
I am 26.
So we have it's 11-year age gap.
Yeah.
I always think 10.
There's two ways that you can get pregnant, either naturally or through IVF. The main two ways. So for us, we got pregnant naturally. We did the do and had a baby. And yeah, it was pretty simple. Like, we're grateful for that. So we actually met at a personal development event. At the time, I was training to be a life coach and my husband was training to be a motivational speaker. I remember him walking in because one, like most of the people at the event were women. And two, he was really late. Like he was like half an hour late. Also, he has a wheelchair, so it's kind of hard to miss him. So yeah, I definitely noticed him. It was like a networking hour after like the main event happened. And I did notice him and I was like, oh, like it would be really cool to speak to him. But we just never got around to speaking to each other before the event ended. But I remember thinking, oh damn, like I wish I got a chance to speak to him. But yeah, it didn't happen. So after the event actually ended, I had actually seen his TED Talk before, but I don't know why my brain didn't associate. I don't know why my brain was it didn't associate that. So afterwards I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I have seen his TED Talk. So I messaged him just to say, hey, like, I think you're really inspiring. Like, I've seen your TED Talk. Then he invited me out to lunch. And yeah, that was really nice. Like, I feel like we just got to talk. And we realized, like, I don't know, like we just had chemistry. Like, it was still friendship. But you know, when you meet those people and it's like, wow, I feel like I've known you like my whole life. So that's what it was. And then we were friends for a while. I was doing a lot of traveling at the time. So I went to New York, things like that. And we were both like in the early stages of starting our own businesses. So I don't think either of us were like invested in a relationship. But then we did a mastermind together, which is basically like an event for other like Black entrepreneurs. And I feel like that's what like really drew us close to each other. That was the thing that was like, okay, we were spending a lot of time together on the phone. And I don't know, like the night that we did that event, I feel like I just saw him like in a different light, I guess. And then I was like, oh my gosh, is it weird? Because we were basically like friends at the time. So I didn't really say anything, but then he kept kind of like flirting with me. So that's when I was like, okay, boy, we need to have like an actual conversation about, you know, what's going on here. Like if we're friends, let's be friends. But if we're going to be more than that, let's be more than that. So he professed his love to me. And then, yeah, the rest was history. I'm going to finish my makeup and then I'm going to come back and show you guys the finished look.
Oh, this is such a beautiful couple. You know, what makes them a beautiful couple is their love and their connection, and just the fact to look at each other, you can see it's pure love, it's true love. And I am so excited for both of them, and especially for him in a way that sometimes disabled people, they get treated differently and not everybody look at them in the same way. You know, like, I don't know what's going on in people's mind, but what I can tell for sure is they have a love relationship that is so strong and so beautiful to see. You can see by the way that she's talking about him, how did they met, you know, how charming he was to start with. And it's quite an interesting story to hear about, because she said they first met in a show talk and then he got in super late. So, you know, when someone gets late, you can notice that person is late. Imagine the room is quiet, is full, someone is having a presentation and there is nobody coming in the room and then just probably disturbing everybody. Even though they have big differences, age and the way they physically look like, that doesn't mean they're not the same. They seem to have a really strong connection and they just do everything together. as a couple, they got married, they're taking to have a kid, you know, there was a little one on the video as well, which they both have a huge love to, and they're taking care of him, and it's just so beautiful, and also gives me, in a way, inspiration, and makes me feel good about people that sometimes might think life is not worth it, that's too hard. No, these people, they run after their dreams, and they find a lovely person to spend the rest of their lives with, and now they're creating a family as well. You know, like, nothing is impossible, and this video, this couple is an inspiration, and it's just beautiful to see them.